He knocked me up.
My beauty, my style, self-growth, my way.
Y'all better not tell my husband that I made this video. Cause baby, we about to get real transparent in this video, okay? Never have I got on here and just been really transparent about, you know, my marriage and how all of that came into fruition. And let me stop y'all right here. I don't have no wedding ring, okay? I don't have no wedding ring. And this is because I'm not even about to sit here and tell y'all a lie. Y'all really want to know why I don't have a wedding ring? This is why. Because me and my husband, okay? Me and my husband got married young, okay? Young. I am 31. Y'all already know that because I've already said that a multitude of times. He is 33. We got married when I was 21 and he was 23, okay? So as we are approaching 11 years of marriage this year, why I don't wear a wedding ring is because, y'all, we was broke, okay?
Help me, I'm poor.
We were broke and we were not good with finances back then. And baby, my ring is at somebody's pawn shop. I'm gonna be real honest. I had probably 2 or 3 wedding rings. All of them mugs, 1, 2, and 3 are at the pawn shop. He gonna kill me for saying this, but I don't even care because it's a transparency post time. And I know somebody out there, somebody else's rings is at the pawn shop too. It ain't just mine. We were very irresponsible with money and we needed that quick come up. Y'all know how it is when you got to take something to the pawn shop and we didn't have enough money to get it back. Eventually, I plan to wear another wedding ring, but I just don't have one, okay? It is what it is. I'm still married. I still got the legal paperwork. I wanted to just jump on here and talk about the consequences of marriage. Now, let me just say, consequences is not always a bad thing. Consequences, it literally just means the outcome of whatever the action was. So the action being marriage, and what were the outcomes of that? So I want to talk about the, you know, the era when we first got married and how marriage is now, because it is totally different. And by the way, I'm like, obviously I'm doing a get ready with me because I'm doing my makeup, but if any of you guys are interested in like knowing what kind of makeup I'm using, I'll make sure that everything is in the description box below. So let's just go back. Let's go back into time. Junior and sophomore year. My best friend has been with her husband. He's now her husband. She has been with him since she was 16. Funny thing though, we always have this running joke, like, obviously we didn't all date each other. I don't want y'all to take, because y'all will take some stuff and just run to the horse races with it. I'm not saying that we all dated each other, but we had this funny running joke that it was like we were all together, because every time he wanted to take her out somewhere, she was like, oh no, you gotta get Tony. Like, you gotta go get her. We can't do nothing without her. So it was like, I was their third wheel. I was their permanent third wheel. And honestly, back then, it bothered me a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it bothered me a little bit. And so I desired to be in a relationship. I desired not necessarily marriage at the time, but I desired to, you know, just want to be wanted. I feel like I was that friend that all the guys wanted to talk to. I was always the homegirl that everybody wanted to talk to, but nobody necessarily wanted to be in a relationship with. Fast forward, when I was in college, I dealt with somebody for a couple of years and it ended. I moved, and by the time I moved, I met my now husband. But at that time, I ain't gonna lie, I was broken. I went into the situation kind of broken and, you know, wanting to feel wanted. Hindsight, did I move quickly in my relationship because I just wanted somebody to want me? Yes, I did. I can own up to that now. And I've had all of these, like everything that I'm telling y'all, me and my husband have talked about. So don't think that I'm just getting on here, you know, spreading all of our business. Like, we have talked about these kind of things, and I'm really just wanting to be transparent about this kind of stuff right now, because again, I know that somebody else out there has gone through a similar situation. So it ain't like it's an uncommon or unheard of thing, okay? I met my husband and we moved quickly. I think it was partly because I just desired that relationship. And by that time, my best friend had my goddaughter, so she's got, you know, her family, she's got this new baby, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I desire these things. I wanted that life. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be married, I want to have a baby, I want to, you know, I just want to have that family setting. Y'all, we moved in and got pregnant. Yeah, it knocked me up, okay? We met in late September. We were officially together in October, and by January, no, we moved in December, and I got pregnant in January of 2012. Boom, 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 boom. We had our son in October of 2012, and we got married in November of 2012. Y'all want to know about them outcomes? Here you go. About a week after I got married, I remember I was in our apartment. I was sitting down on the couch, and I stopped and I was like, what the fuck did I just do? I had moved so quickly in my marriage, and so quickly in our relationship, and so quickly with having a baby, that I think it all just kind of finally it finally caught up to me, where I had the chance to sit down and be like, oh my gosh, this is my life. This is what I'm supposed to do now. I'm not supposed to just think about myself. I'm supposed to think about a household and think about not only what I'm gonna eat, but what is my husband and my baby gonna eat. I'm not thinking about, okay, I just gotta pay bills for myself. I'm thinking, I gotta pay bills for my husband, not pay bills for my husband, but I gotta pay bills for a household. I gotta figure out how to get formula, because my first son, like, I don't know what was going on with the latching on with the breastfeeding, but baby, my nipples was cracked, so that wasn't an option, and I had to get formula. I just got to a point where I'm like, oh my God, this is life now for me. Like, what am I gonna do? My point of saying all of that, giving y'all all of that backstory, is I want to now reflect on marriage now as I've gotten older, and how I have finally been able to really become the woman that I want to be. Because a lot of the reason why I couldn't become the woman that I wanted to be back then was because my priorities were different. I couldn't have a selfish mind. I literally could not have a selfish mind, because again, I was married, I had a baby, and let me just say, I had kids back to back to back. I've mentioned this before if y'all watch any of my other videos, but if you have not, I have 3 boys. I have a 10-year-old who is literally almost as tall as me and wears a men's size shoe. Grocery bill. I have a 8-year-old son. Then I have a 7-year-old. I don't want no more kids. Like, you could take my whole reproductive system out. I don't give a damn. Like, I don't want no more kids. I had kids back to back to back. So over the course of our whole entire marriage, I feel like I have had to, let me just stop and say this. As mothers, and this might not be everybody, but this is me. This is something that I have personally struggled with. We have kids, and you know, some of us have kids back to back, or we just have kids in general. I feel like you get pregnant, you have a baby, that's like a 2-year block, because you got to be pregnant for 9 months, and then you have to, you know, have a newborn and all of that for that first year of life. So I really went through that time period where I felt like I lost myself. Like, I didn't know who I was anymore. I was a girl, baby. Hair stayed done, okay? Hair stayed done, nails stayed done, feet stayed done. Now, I wasn't into makeup back then. I was really into bags. Like, I had purses for days. I had clothes. Like, I really kept myself up. Like, that was my thing. I loved to do those things for myself. But as soon as I had kids, and as soon as I had, you know, got married, I lost those priorities about myself. It was a lot taking place that, you know, I could not focus on. Like, I feel like most women who are in their younger 20s, they have that time to really figure out that woman that they want to be. I didn't have that. My priorities were completely different. And you know, when you're young and married, baby, you trying to survive. Because I'm gonna be honest, not that the cards were stacked against us in any way, but when you young and married, you young black, and married, because there is a difference, okay? I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Young, black, and married, you got cards stacked against you, because honestly, I just feel like there's this stigma against younger black couples who, you know, it's like, oh, y'all ain't gonna make it. Y'all gonna make, you know, stay married a couple of years and then y'all gonna end up divorced. And so we already had a lot to fight against. Things like femininity and all that, that did not matter to me. I didn't know what femininity, I didn't know things like femininity. I didn't know about feminine energy. I didn't know about soft life, romanticizing your life, even though those are newer terms. Overall, it's that lifestyle where you're just, you know, you're very soft, you are prioritizing self-care and all that. I didn't know none of that, okay? All I knew was work, figure out how to pay bills, figure out how to take care of these kids. Let me tell y'all something, okay? When you're young and married, now I don't know if this is like this for anybody else, but this was like this for me. I feel like when you're young and married, you have one person that is like primarily responsible and you have one person that is still growing a little bit. Now, that's what kind of happened for us, okay? I am currently learning in marriage now, after all of these years have gone by, I am just now learning how to let go of control. It's hard to let go of control, especially when you've been in control for so long. So what I mean by that is early on in my marriage, I took on everything. I controlled everything. I took care of the bills. I was just better overall financially. My husband, let me just say, I am a city girl through and through, and he is a country boy through and through and through and through. And I'm talking about a real small town. There were a lot of things that he did not learn that I learned a little bit early on in life. I had taken over control of the bills because I was just better at finances. I was better at communicating when we had to make phone calls, appointments, talking to, you know, debt collectors, because we had a ton of them motherfuckers. There were a lot of things that I picked up and that I handled that he didn't necessarily handle. And over time, even though he learned to do those things and he got better with communication and he got better with finances, and then we both got better with finances, I still was like, no, I run this ship. I run this ship. I'm in control. I feel like at a point in time, as our marriage grew, he grew and I grew, but when he grew, it's like the scale started to balance out, and then I'm like, oh, hell no, like, I run this. Let me just tell y'all, if that's how you think in your marriage, baby, you cannot do that, okay? Take it from me and take it from experience. That is not something that you want to do. Growing in marriage, I've had to learn to let go, but I have really had to learn oh, thought I lost my sponge. I've had to learn to let go, okay? I have had to learn that I cannot control every single aspect about my marriage, and that has been the hardest part. I feel like in marriage is learning when to let go and learning when you cannot be solely in control of how everything is run in the household. I had to learn to let him be that masculine man because he always wanted to be that masculine man, but I did not allow him to do that. I was like, no, if you're not gonna move on my time and you're not gonna do the things that I want you to do, then get out of my way, because I'm gonna do it myself. That was the kind of attitude that I have, and that is the worst possible attitude that you can have, especially when you are married, because if you're a married person right now, you understand compromises. Ew. Okay. It should never be one person making all of the compromises. It should be a mutual thing. I did not want to compromise on being in control. So that has definitely been the biggest struggle with growing in marriage, because we're both growing as individual people. And I've said this all the time. Yes, you are one unit. You get married, you become one unit, but you are still two very individual people, okay? And y'all are not always gonna be on the same page. Y'all are not gonna always be at the same pace. So, like, take this from me, okay? Here is some free advice. Always, always, always allow room for your partner to grow, okay? You have got to allow room for your spouse to be able to grow at their own speed. just like you want to grow at your own speed. So that's, again, where a lot of that compromise comes into place. But I'm saying all that to say, and I honestly feel like I'm rambling, but I'm making points. I know that I am. I'm connecting dots somewhere along the way. In marriage, sometimes, especially as we get older and we understand, you know, our roles, and don't get me wrong, I'm not one that believes in submissiveness. I'm gonna be honest. But I do feel like how can I put this? You do want to allow your spouse to be the head of the house. And I'm saying that because I never allowed my husband that opportunity. Like, even though he was growing at his own speed, because I had been in control for so long and doing so much, I did not give him that time to take over that role of being that very masculine presence. When I'm thinking about growth in marriage and how things have transitioned, I have had to learn to stop being so masculine. Trying to be in control so much, I did not realize how much I was trying to take on the masculine role. I asked my husband once, I was like, do you think I'm feminine enough? He was like, oh, hell no. And I was like, what? And he was like, no, I don't think you're feminine enough. I think you could be softer. But after I did, like, I had to sit back and really reflect. I'm like, you know, that is the honest to God truth. I am not feminine enough. And especially now that I'm growing into this more feminine woman, I can see clear as day now. I wasn't a feminine wife. I just wasn't. And that has been something that I have struggled with. So now I am at a point in life and a point in my marriage where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I can actually practice being feminine. I've never been able to do that. You know what? Let me just skip forward in my face just a little bit. Oh, do y'all see what I just did? What the hell? What the hell? Oh, Tony, you big dum-dum. I swear, the makeup always be the cutest when you ain't got nowhere to go. And I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I know I was probably rambling a lot. I just wanted to kind of come back and tie it all together. Like I said, the outcomes of marriage at different stages in life are all going to look different. I gave y'all my backstory with marriage, getting married young, having kids early, like, you know, really going through the transition of really growing up in our marriage as individual people. I wanted to just get on here because I know that there are a lot of people who have gone through, you know, a very similar situation to me where you got married young and you had to grow up and really like learn to, you know, become a different person as time has went on. So I'm just here to say, and like I said, trying to tie it all together, just think about where each of you are in life right now, how the outcomes have changed, whether it was, you know, early on in your marriage or whether you're, you know, married right now and how that looks. Just kind of do an overall view of how your marriage has transitioned. Do you need to let go of some control in some areas and allow your spouse to really take on that presence or whatever? Do you need to really embark on a feminine journey? Like I said, for me, that was something major for me because that was something that I never took the time to do before. Now at this point in my life, my kids are a little bit older. I can really invest more into myself and figure out that woman that I want to be for the next phase of my life. So I'm gonna start doing my makeup like this from here on out. I feel like this makeup right now represents the stage of life that I am. I am over trying all the glitter works and this and that, like just softer makeup. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have, you know, if you're young and married, I would like to hear how things have transitioned for you in your marriage, and if you feel like you had kind of a similar transition where now you're feeling like you can kind of embark on your feminine journey and really become that woman that you always envisioned yourself being. I want to hear about it. Drop in the comments below. If you have been here before, you already know what I'm about to say, but if you have not, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, baby, and also make sure that you are hitting the notification bell as well so you can see when the videos is going up on the channel. Do y'all notice that I don't ask y'all to subscribe until the end of my video? I do that because when y'all come here, I want to give y'all the TEE, and I want to give y'all the information that y'all came for. So I will never ask y'all to subscribe, and that, you know, at the beginning of my video, I just feel like it's pointless. Y'all can get to know me, okay? Y'all can get to know me, and y'all can see whether or not y'all want to subscribe. I'm just saying. Anyway, I swear, I'm trying to end this video, but I just got word vomit and it just keeps on coming out. Anyway, let me go ahead and get off of here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Until next time. Bye, love.